friends, thank you so much for being here. I am feeling the fall vibes today. I'm loving the way my look came together, and you'll see some bits and pieces going on today in the demos because we are talking about 5 luxury products that I feel like were definitely worth the money and 5 that were not. Some of these are some quick follow-ups to some things maybe you have heard me mention recently, and then some other things we haven't even discussed. I was just going through my stuff and I was really realizing that I had some things I felt very strongly about, like favorite status, and then the opposite. Let's talk about the things we like best first. This stick from Fenty, this is called the Eavesdrop Blur and Smooth Tint Stick, which I have in the shade 4. I did use this in a video earlier on, and I used it today as well. I absolutely love the texture of this stick. Like, I want to use it pretty much every time I sit down here, just because I love the glide. It glides, it like thins itself out across your skin so beautifully. It feels good as it crosses your skin, just the process of putting it on the face, and then it blends out with such ease. And the same can't be said for every foundation stick that's out there. They're not all created with the same texture, the same easy glide. So I just used my e.l.f. Duo complexion brush and I got that all blended in across my skin, and it is kind of like a medium coverage type of deal. I think it can be buildable, but it still feels super lightweight. I like taking something like this and then popping on maybe a more full coverage concealer, and I really feel like I'm set all across my whole face just as far as my look goes. I don't really need more coverage across everything else. Like, I will still pull in full coverage foundations from time to time, but it's not absolutely necessary, and this just feels so good. I love its lightweight quality. Again, the glide is phenomenal. I love when a foundation stick moment like works out, so this is definitely 2 thumbs up for me. I would highly recommend it, and I really think across various skin types it could be good because I'm more normal to dry. I don't feel like it's too dry whatsoever. I think it offers a little moisture, but I don't think it's too much to the point that somebody with oily or combo skin would feel like, ooh, a total grease ball. Now, I do set things too, so that's helped me in some of these still warm days that we're in. What's the next thing you're going to see pop up in the demos? Blushes from Laura Geller. If you are a blush person, I feel like those who truly enjoy and appreciate a good blush would try the Laura Geller ones and be like, wow. Even if you like a lot of different blushes, you'd really like these, her baked blushes. So I got a couple when I did the Blush Week sale, so they had tons of things half off or 40% off, great deals. And they have something called Baked Blush and Bronze, and a lot of them are like a blush tone marbled with more neutral bronzy colors, and honestly, I would have liked to have had them all, but I picked the one called Apricot or Apricot Bronze, and I just thought it was so pretty, and it is gorgeous on the face. I'll have to link below to the video where this gets applied, but it has a beautiful like satin finish. There's a little glow going throughout those shades, and they're like a work of art to see them in the pan. And if you get one of these, you will have it so long. These are domed up and baked on terracotta tiles. Like, there's so much product in here, you will not go through it quickly, and it's pigmented. And then I got just one from the regular Baked Blush and Brighten line, and this is the one called Starfish Island. This also says natural finish on it. Both of them said that. And I think that means they have like a hint of a glow. I think there may be some that are even more shimmery, but I just thought this coral is so pretty. Even if you're going with more of a rich fall eye, like the healthy coral cheek always looks nice. And I swear there are some swirls of like baked French vanilla within this, and that's an amazing highlighter. But so pigmented, so just beautiful to look at when you first open it up. If you're into blushes, check out Laura Geller, and I would say keep an eye on the actual Laura Geller website because they have some really good deals from time to time. Next thing that is such a fun brow product and really, really practical as well is this one from Estee Lauder that my friend David recommended to me. He is the resident makeup artist at Bergdorf Goodman in New York. If you need makeup advice, you can call him. I always have his info in the info box every time, and he will steer you in the right direction on products, and then he'll send them to you. You do have to pay for them, but he'll send them to you. This is the Brow Perfect 3D all-in-one styler, so it truly is a 3-in-1 brow product. So think about being a traveler and you just pop this into your bag and you have every step you need for brows. No other products required. I have the shade Cool Brown, And I've got my pencil here, okay, your little twist up stick. So you're gonna just fill in as usual. This is gonna be the thickness of like a Brow Wiz. So any skinny brow pencil you have, it's really nice for that. But the pencil, this is kind of the neat thing about this that really isn't the type of advantage anybody would like shout from the rooftops like, oh, this is why it's so good. But I gotta say, every other skinny brow pencil you have is gonna come from a really skinny stick, and because this is housing so much other stuff, it's thicker and it actually feels more secure in the hand, I think, to use. So you're getting the skinny brow experience with a thicker thing to hold on to. So I really like filling in with that. It's not too soft, it's not too firm, it really deposits the product well in the brows. And then in the middle, you're gonna twist it apart and you have this little like spring-loaded dabber with powder. And you could kind of go halfway as far as the intensity of your fill-in with the pencil, because this little dabber can like go over any mistakes. And I call this the instant symmetry. With a couple swipes, this little thing can ensure that one brow is looking just like the other brow. I really, really like that. It just kind of speeds you through the process a little more. It's awesome. And then finally, you're going to twist off on the bottom and you've got this nice clear gel that truly does hold. We're talking like NYX Control Freak vibes. Like if I even try to add a little more, it's not quite taking it because what I've already put there has solidified. It's like, nope, we're done. Nice smallish brush, tapered toward the tip, really easy to navigate and get in the brows. So that product from Estee Lauder, I feel like Doll 10 might have been the brand that I had something like this before from, like a 3-in-1 brow product, but this one is elite. I love it so much. As some of you guys may have noticed in a past video, I had hauled one of these Dior Lip Glow Color Reviver balms. I know these aren't a brand new thing, but I got the shade pink, and I got it because of Kylan on TikTok. You know, she's always got it together and she uses these, and I love the look, honestly. And I feel like with several of these products, it kind of has come back to like, oh, I love the feel, oh, I love the look. And I kind of love the look and feel of this too. What is it about this little knob on the end? Like, I love that. But I really do like the way this feels. There's a nice luxurious thickness that goes across the lips. This isn't just like, okay, I'm gonna throw on a lip smacker. This is a serious balm, and I immediately see that pretty pink tint. So if you were just wanting to throw something on quickly that looks very effortless but still like completely perks up the face, I love this. I really do. Now I do have some other things to say about the oils that I got, okay? We'll get there. But I've enjoyed this so very much. I would look into other shades. Like if you've tried a lot of these, what other colors do you like? But this pink is just so fresh, and you can pair it with other lip liners. You could pop different glosses on top if you wanted to. But honestly, 100% on its own, just existing there as is. I love it. It just has such a nice little luxurious feel. I can appreciate that. Finally, these new things, these came to me in PR, these little pencils. I've got a pack of them over here, different ones, but they're called the Power Matte High Intensity Lip Pencil. Never have I felt a thinner, more lightweight, easy matte lip product than these. Like, I know I talk about the Superstay Matte Ink crayons, and they're great. I love these. My love has not wavered for these, and they do feel like they kind of thin out, melt down on the lips a bit from their little formed matte stick. Well, these somehow have reached another level of lightness, like barely hold the stick kind of lightness across the lips. And the shades are so pretty. I've got two faves. I really like the one called Take Me Home. I first applied this to the center part of my lips. It feels like the most neutral, just kind of soft, warm, dusty rose, I'd call it. It gives me kind of a fall vibe to put that on. And then especially so when you layer in the shade Bohemian Rhapsody. And this one is rich, it's deep. If I could only get one, it would probably be Bohemian Rhapsody, because I could see me pairing it with so many other slightly lighter lip colors, be it a nude all the way to, you know, something more pinky. This could be fun to layer in, and it's just so light as air, and feels really good, and then we're not transferring off all over the place. Isn't that great? Even as I take a drink out of, you know, the owl mug here, let's see. Nothing really transferring off, maybe just a tiny bit right over there, but not much. It's a fairly dark, bold lip. So yeah, the things that I feel like were worth it for me, the Fenty stick, Laura Geller blushes, the Estee Lauder 3-in-1 brow, the Dior lip glow in pink, and these NARS sticks. Now, a few things that I feel a little bit differently about that didn't quite do it for me. Let's jump right into the Dior lip glow oil, which I went ahead and I got the cherry one. I have the mahogany one too. I like the packaging. Again, very luxe, very like substantial in the hand, a pretty product all in all. Like it's going across the lips. It has a real sheerness where this gave a very apparent color. These can just look very sheer. Therefore, they feel more replaceable to me, okay? Now I have been playing with these, you know, these from Hard Candy, the Glosstopia. They have such a similar texture, almost exact on the texture. I kind of think Hard Candy meant to do that. But I feel like if there was one thing you were gonna splurge on, I'd go for this. And, you know, tell me your opinions in the comments section if you think I'm way off here, but I think you could get one of these and have really like the similar look. These are so sheer. Will I still use them? Yes. Do I still like them? Yes, I do. But I have noticed also when you pull these out from the tube, there's almost kind of like a stringiness that wants to develop. Anybody else notice that with their lip oils? Look, super sheer. You can barely see the cherry one, but it's there. There's the mahogany. It's like syrup vibes. Just the other day, Uga was eating, Bubba, Uga, nicknames are evolving, but he was eating his little French toast bites and he was dipping them in the syrup. And I'm like, you gotta wait for the syrup to drip down. And that's kind of the way these are. You gotta wait for that gloss to drip off of the applicator before you can immediately throw it on. So yeah, like them. Still like them, but I feel like they're skippable. This one size powder, you might recall I got this in the ultra pink shade and I have a big old size. My regret is, you know, like I enjoyed trying it out. I don't think it's a terrible product and I really like the formulation of these powders. I have it in translucent also and it's really good. But the ultra pink, it's very pink and with continued use, I don't feel like it's really doing anything amazing for me. Like look how pink it truly is. It's more pink than any other translucent powder I have that claims to have a pink tint, okay, like the e.l.f., Laura Mercier. No, this one is extremely pink, but you put it up on your under eye and I'm just kind of like, it's not really brightening me that much. And it does claim to be, I think, for fair to medium or tan skin tones. I'm just not getting the benefit that much. And now I have this big honking container of it. I wish I would have had, you know, gotten a smaller one and it would have given me ample product to experience this, but not have so much. I think going forward, what I may do is try doing a little mixing, you know, maybe tap a little bit of the pink into the cap with something that's more just pure translucent and see how it goes. But I'm not all about this. Let's wipe some goo off my hand before I get it in my hair. This beautiful blush from Too Faced, it didn't stop getting beautiful. Like it's still really pretty. However, it's not that unique. This is the Cloud Crush Blurring Blush in the shade Golden Hour. And it seems like maybe it's gonna have a little more of a coral vibe when you look at the outer packaging, which is really cute by the way. But on the inside, it's cool pink. Okay, I've got cool pink floating around in different places. I have a duo blush from Believe Beauty that gives you two finishes, matte and shimmer. The one called Risky Business, very similar look. A pretty much exact dupe, and I don't know how easy these are to find. I think maybe you can find these at CVS, but the LA Girl Just Blushing blush in the shade Just Kissed. These two pretty much turn out to look exactly the same on each cheek. I tried that yesterday. It's a situation where it's a super cute product. It was a super hyped product, I think, but if you can find a cool pink blush, you're getting that type of look, you know? I'm just not feeling like it's absolutely essential. And then a couple things from Buxom. Buxom probably isn't gonna want to send me PR after this, but yeah, whatever. I'm just giving my honest review. There are a lot of good things from Buxom, but they put out some liners that are definitely a flop for me. These are called the Power Line Lasting Eyeliner, and they tried to really reinvent the wheel with the shape of these liners. Okay, you're gonna twist them up and they are a full-on skinny rectangle. Let me get it in close so you can see. Can you see how wide that is? But yet it's still very skinny, okay? What do you think is gonna happen with that if I tell you that the formula is pretty dry, like major drag across the skin? breakage, okay? They're not holding together. This is the one that broke on me. Bossy Brunette. First off, it could have been Bossy Blonde, you know, but whatever. It drags, it tugs like nobody's business. Like dry skin. It's going across a lash line with nothing else on it, and it just pulls a lot, and it broke. Something about the skinniness, you will try at times to work off of the tip of that rectangle for a little more precision, like just try to taper out your wing. It just drags so hard, and it will break. If it were smaller, if it were circular, if it were teardrop shaped even, I think it could live through that process. But the fact that it's so dry and also this shape, it's really hard to get across. It's a shame because the shades are really pretty. It does come with an angled, thick little angled brush. Let's pull it in again. Thick angled brush there on the end. And it's like they're so dry, they don't respond to the smudging very well. I'm just having a hard time with them. And I love the colors. That's the thing. There's like a plummy shade. There's the brown that I showed you. We have a copper, really pretty potential lower lash line shade. We do have the black and this one called Throw Shade, kind of like a smoky color. I want to be able to use these. I want to be able to work with them somehow, but like this purple, if I warm it up maybe a little bit. In the olden days, I used to like breathe on the stick. That's probably a really bad thing to do. It's like the stick needs softening. Even then, I'm not so sure that it would respond to that smudger brush all that well, but I think the idea there was that you'd take one of these across the lash line, maybe get a bit of a wing going, and then like everybody was doing with the Maurois liners, take the brush end and then give yourself like that smoky wing. And I mean, I struggled so bad. That was when I broke the one. I was trying to do that look. I just couldn't make it look sleek and nice because I think the formula is a little too dry. So that was my struggle there. And then you saw me use the Forever Babe palette in a recent video. I meant to use this squad and I ended up using this one. I like what they did in terms of 3 separate quads. I think that makes it super easy for people to look at the palette, and if you've ever been frustrated about big jumbled up palettes thinking what shades go together, here it's very clear what goes together. Part of my gripe is the repetition. Like look, we have champagne, 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 and this is a 12 color palette. We got 3 shades that are almost dupes of each other. I mean, it's crazy. On the heels of that, we've got a shade that's really close to those, just a little bit deeper. They took the 3 separate quads idea, but they didn't quite make them different enough from one another. You know what I mean? And like, why does this one have 2 shades that are almost exactly alike? The texture is great. The texture reminds me of Maybelline City mini palettes. I've said that before. There's a thinness, but still a pigment level that's so good. So the mattes are nice and smooth. The shimmers are not flaky. They're smooth. They're pigmented. They're rich while maintaining a thinness. I dig it. I mean, I can do some looks that I like, but there's too much repetition in one relatively small 12 shade palette, too much overlap. So guys, that sums up the things that I think were worth the money, and then the 5 things that I think were not. Did I have 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yep, I did. Let me know in the comments section if you've had any different experiences or the same experiences. Whatever you want to share in the comments is fine, but I think, you know, it does help people. I'm just one person with one type of experience, and I will fully acknowledge the fact that, you know, just because it worked a certain way for me, maybe it didn't work that way for everyone else. We all have different preferences, different skin these things are going on top of, so feel free to share your outcomes with these things down below. But I just wanted to give you my reviews, and thank you so much for watching. I will see you again very soon. I love you. Bye.